Chello Feather Fam, happy November. What is our theme for this month? So, again, if you're just joining me, I did a reading back in January at the beginning of our 2024 year to discuss the different themes that were coming up. And so feel free to refer back to that to get sort of an overarching scope of what we're going through this year. But the overarching theme is universal heart. And we got a lot of 6 energy in our 8 year. So we're aligning ourselves to our path of mastery. And this month's theme is be free. And I really loved that this was coming up in November because I was getting a lot when I was channeling with my guides. I was getting a lot of energy in November of people being exhausted, people feeling very, I want to say like burned out, burning the candle at both ends. And you're finally coming to that space where the body's shutting down a little bit and saying, all right, if you're not going to listen to me and do the self-care, then I'm going to give you a little bit of a sickness or an injury that slows you down or stops you entirely in your tracks, right? This can be on a mental level. This can be on a physical level. This can be on an emotional level. And so I feel like the be free is coming up and coming through in really strong ways to say, you are prisoners of your own making. Like when you create a situation, because you're always in the space of creation, when you create a situation and you create a goal and you've got expectation around that goal, what you create for yourself, and I talked about this earlier in the year, you're attached to an outcome. And so then you create this, I want to say, this complicated experience that is kind of a do or die sort of extremist approach. If I don't do this, then it's going to be a problem. And so I have to really focus on this. Or some people put the goal out there and then they get so overwhelmed that they don't know where to start, that they're stuck and they don't move towards the goal. And then they're beating themselves up constantly in their heads because they haven't taken the steps. I'm not any further than I was. This card is coming through to say, release yourself of all of that. If you notice, there are some, like it's like asteroids that's kind of broken up. So like this angel has come from the earth and broken through that asteroid that could very easily have, done a lot of damage to the planet. And now it's broken up into such small pieces that it's going to break up in the atmosphere and it doesn't affect us. And there's freedom. This is a message to say, unbreak your own bonds. Like I keep seeing the devil card in the tarot, that, there's this big looming kind of fantastical, ridiculous figure and these 2 little humans, and they've got chains around their necks or chains around their wrists, but the chains are loose. Like all they have to do is pull it over their heads. Like it's not all that challenging to break out of it. It's because of fear that keeps them stuck in place. So the be free says it's time to, I want to say, face those fears head on and release yourself from those self-imprisoned chains that bind you. And look in your life at the areas where maybe it's your languaging. Whenever we come up with the word can't in a word, it's a big ding, ding, ding that says there's fear that's holding me back from this experience. So when I say, oh, I'd love to do this, but I can't because it's an excuse. It's totally an excuse. So look at your life and look at those areas where maybe you're saying, well, I can't do this and I can't do that because of this and this and this. And review it instead and say, wait a second. Yes, I can. I just have not faced the fear in enough, in all of the angles to really step in and say, what changes can I make to actually be able to say, yes, I can. And here's how I can do it. The fear stops us in our tracks. It can say, oh my God, I can't do this because of this or this or this. And it might be the, connections or attachments to the past. It might be feeling insecure, feeling like, worthiness issues. I'm not good enough for this. Who am I to do all of these things? It can be situations where you say, I don't know how to do this. And so I'm not going to try and take any steps towards it until I know. all of these reasons, all of these excuses that we tell ourselves to keep us playing small. Be Free comes up to say, nope, no more are we playing small. On an individual level, it's not good to play small right now because everything that you're doing is affecting the collective. And the collective can't be small right now. The collective is in that creation mode. Creation needs to be big and messy and chaotic, and the paint goes flying everywhere. And that's why whenever we're painting, you wear ragged clothes. You wear clothes that you don't care that paint's going to get spilled on it, because no matter how careful you are, paint is everywhere. The creation of something is messy. Embrace the messy to be free. I feel like that's our message this month. All right, guys, that is our theme, and sending you guys so much love for November. You know where I'm at. Feel free to reach out if you need any kind of tune in. Maybe you're feeling a little stuck. I've got a great Phoenix 360 service that can really help you to bring that extreme clarity to your situation so that we can get rid of those can'ts and move forward. And stay tuned for our amazing resource this month as well. Take care, guys. Transform well. We'll see you on the flip side.